Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video. My name is Roro Studios, and today I'm going to be talking about why I prefer to build my obbies using the Roblox game Obby Creator and not Roblox Studio. Now, it's been a while since I got a comment that was like, why don't you use Roblox Studio? And those comments aren't bad, but I'm just going to be pointing out why my reasoning for using Obby Creator rather than Roblox Studio. So we're going to look at the pros and cons of each of these, starting with the Obby Creator pros. So the obvious one is that it has mobile and Xbox support in addition to computer support. Roblox Studio only has computer support, so this is good because that means obviously everyone can use it. So that's one of the pros of Obby Creator, although it doesn't really affect me since I mostly play Roblox on my computer. And then another reason I like Obby Creator is because you can more easily share your creations. In Obby Creator, in order for someone to play your obby, you just have to join the game and load it in, and people can play it just by walking into it. Unlike a creation made using Roblox Studio, people don't need to have a specific link or ID to find it. Although there is the ID, which you can use to share it with people who aren't in the server with you, if that makes sense. But, you don't have to have somebody click that link otherwise. And technically, it is possible for someone to find your Roblox game with the tower in it without having the link. But still, they'd most likely have to know the exact name of it or something. Yeah. In order to have a decent chance to have a lot of people play your obby using Roblox Studio, you would need to advertise the game or share it to a bunch of people, or get your obby into a game like JTOH. We'll be talking about getting it into JTOH a little bit later, but there are some limitations to doing that. And then the last pro of Obby Creator is that no knowledge of programming or scripting is required at all. If you're building an obby in Obby Creator, all the scripts that are required to make stuff work is already there. For example, to make a part that kills you, all you have to do is select the lava brick from the add menu. Then the lava brick is already programmed to deal damage to the player when they step on it. In Roblox Studio, you need to program the lava brick yourself. Many people who build obbies use the JTOH tower kit, which already has these programmed, like I just mentioned. But if you aren't building a tower, then there's a high chance you'll need to modify the scripts to change some things. So now let's move on to the cons of Obby Creator. So again, the obvious one here is that Obby Creator has the limits of obby plot size, parts costing in-game money to place, part limit, etc. So I can see why those can be annoying when they don't exist at all in Roblox Studio, and I agree that they can be frustrating at times. If I were to give a suggestion on how to make these better, I would say that the maximum possible part limit without Robux should be at least 2,000 parts, and with Robux, it can be up to at least 6,000. And for obby plot size, I think the default obby plot height should be at least 500 to 600 studs tall. So that way you could still build a 10-floor tower at half the size of a normal one. A normal one is 100 by 100, so 50 by 50, 50 times 10 is 500. And then another 100 so you can put platforms above there. Technically it needs to be 1 or 2 studs more than that, so you can put in the floor and ceiling, if that makes sense. And then for the width and length of the obby plot, I personally haven't had many issues with that ever before. Although maybe a way these could be improved is to make them be similar to the current part limit system. With the current part limit system, you can increase it up to 1,100 or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but you can do that using in-game money. So I think you should be able to do that to increase your obby plot size for width and height. And then as for parts costing in-game money, I actually don't mind that much. I feel like it encourages players to try out other players' obbies. For example, if you're building something and then run out of cash, you can check out other players' obbies while you wait to earn more, because the game just gives you money. Just by playing. I mean, you can buy it with Robux if you want. And I only really encounter not having enough money when I first buy a new obby slot. When that is the case, you can just do what I just said, which is play other obbies or just AFK. To speed up the process, you can always just buy the double cash game pass. Now, I'm not saying that these limits should be removed entirely. Keep in mind that there aren't many other ways you can monetize a game like this. Also, if there were, for example, unlimited part limit, that could lead to a lot of trolls who intentionally lag out and crash the server. And then the next con of Obby Creator is that, to my knowledge, there's no way to export your creations from Obby Creator to Roblox Studio or as a model or something. So what that means is that if you build something in Obby Creator, there's no way you can submit it to JTOH unless you recreate it in Roblox Studio, which in that case, why didn't you build it in Roblox Studio in the first place? And then the last con of Obby Creator is that it doesn't have any way to script any extra functionality to stuff. This can limit what you're able to make in Obby Creator. However, I haven't had many times where this has caused issues because there's so much you can do with what's already in the game. In the video where I built floor 11 outside for Citadel of Abstraction, which I'm working on in Obby Creator, check that out in the top right corner, and tomorrow I'll be posting the next video, Citadel of Abstraction. Anyway, I built a tractor beam from Portal 2. I was able to do this by creatively using buttons, invisible parts, and semi-transparent parts with the material set to glass. And if you want to see more specifics on how I did that, you can go watch that video. So now let's take a look at the pros and cons of Roblox Studio. So first, the pros. Roblox Studio doesn't have the cons of Obby Creator I just mentioned. Roblox Studio is completely free to use and has no part limit or cash required to place parts. Technically, it does have a limit on space, but that isn't until you're like millions of studs away from the origin where the physics start glitching out, which I can't think of any way that could realistically be a problem. And I mentioned the JTOH tower kit earlier. Many people who are building Obbies in Roblox Studio will probably use this. In fact, I'd recommend it. However, if you're using this kit to build a tower and submit it to JTOH, there is a part limit to that. It isn't really a problem at all, though, but I believe the way it works is if you're building a steeple, which is a short tower, there's one part limit. I think it's like 1,000 or 2,000 parts. I don't know exactly what it is. Then for a tower, it's a little bit larger than that, so it's like 3,000. And then for a citadel, it's even larger than that. It says it in one of the like README scripts for the rules on part limit, so I don't know if that's exact, but yeah. And then Roblox Studio is more flexible with what you can build. Like I mentioned, Obby Creator doesn't have the ability to script and program things. In Roblox Studio, however, you can. Keep in mind that if you're building a tower to submit to JTOH, you must be a verified builder to add custom scripts. You don't have to worry about that if you aren't submitting a tower, though, or building something like a difficulty chart obby. So like something completely different than a tower. And lastly, let's discuss the cons of Roblox Studio. So Roblox Studio only has support for computers. Obby Creator, however, has support for all platforms. And I know I already mentioned that, but it does count as a con for Roblox Studio, technically. And a minute ago, I was talking about part limits for towers that you are building and are planning to submit to be in JTOH. There are some other rules for towers you submit, which you don't have to worry about if you are building an Obby Creator. For example, you can't build a soul-crushing citadel for JTOH. If you don't know, soul-crushing refers to towers that are insane difficulty or above. And then another con of Roblox Studio is that in order to play test your creation, you need to press the play button and wait for the game to load in. It doesn't really take that long, but in Obby Creator, you're already loaded into the game and just teleport yourself to the start of a section to test it if you're not already there. And so, with all that said, that's my reasoning for why I prefer Obby Creator over Roblox Studio to build obbies. If you have a different opinion, feel free to leave that in the comments section. I'm also not saying that I will never use Roblox Studio to make a tower or obby. I may do that at some point and possibly even submit it to JTOH. So let me know if you'd like to see that. So with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing down below. I'd love to hit 2,000 subscribers soon. This was a different type of video, like a commentary style thing, so if you want to see more videos like this, then please let me know. So with all that said, I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.